The largest continent by size and population, Asia has also grown into a financial powerhouse. Welcome to Watchzilla. Today, we'll learn more about the richest people on the world's largest continent, who range from tech tycoons to real estate giants. Asia is home to the world's second, third, and ninth largest economies in China, Japan, and India, respectively. The continent is also the playground for 10 of the planet's 50 wealthiest people, who are worth a combined $205 billion. So, who are these richest people in Asia? We've taken the time to create a compilation of the richest billionaires in Asia. Later, you can find out who the richest billionaires in Asia are, what they do, and how much they're currently worth. Before you continue through the list, don't forget to guess which billionaires you think will appear on this list. All of the figures are based on an annual assessment of wealth and assets compiled and published by Forbes magazine. Here are the richest people in Asia. Number 10, Yang Yuyan. Yang Yuyan is a Chinese billionaire entrepreneur and investor and is the majority shareholder of Country Garden Holdings, a Chinese property development company. She came in 42nd position worldwide on Forbes' list. Her father, the founder of the company, Yang Guoqiang, transferred 70% of the company's shares to her before the IPO in 2007. Yang is the richest woman in Asia and the only woman to make it onto this list of the top 10 richest people in Asia. Country Garden's initial offering raised about $1.6 billion. Yang is the vice chairman of the board's governance committee and helped raise $410 million selling new shares in 2014, according to Forbes. Yang is a 2003 graduate of Bachelor of Arts and Science in Ohio State University. Forbes said Country Garden's revenue totaled $56.7 billion thanks to its international property portfolio. Number 9, Tadashi Yanai. Tadashi Yanai is a Japanese billionaire businessman, the founder and president of Fast Retailing, the parent company of Uniqlo. The company was founded by Yanai's father in 1963. Fast Retailing's revenue was $20 billion, buoyed by his other brands including Theory and J Brand. As of May 2020, he was ranked 41st richest in the world by Forbes and the richest in Japan. Number 8, Azim Premji. Azim Hashim Premji is an Indian business tycoon, investor, engineer, and philanthropist who is the chairman of Wipro Limited. Azim Premji is India's second richest person. He is informally known as the Tsar of the Indian IT industry. The family's Wipro started out in 1945 by making cooking oil known as Western India Vegetable Products Limited. Chairman Azim Premji abandoned his studies and took over the business when his father, Muhammad Hashim Premji, died in 1966. He was responsible for guiding Wipro through 4 decades of diversification and growth to finally emerge as one of the global leaders in the software industry. His expansion into software brought the family riches. Today, it is India's third largest technology outsourcer. With revenue of $8.4 billion according to Forbes, the company reported more than 170,000 employees in 2019. Wipro has an innovation center in Silicon Valley focused on developing new technologies and collaborating with startups. In 2010, he was voted among the 20 most powerful men in the world by Asia Week. He has twice been listed among the 100 most influential people by Time magazine, once in 2004 and more recently in 2011. For years, he has been regularly listed one among the 500 most influential Muslim of the world. Premji is known for his generosity. Premji started with a $2.2 billion donation to the Azim Premji Foundation, focused on education in India. In 2013, he agreed to give away at least half of his wealth by signing the Giving Pledge. And in 2015, he was named the most generous Indian on the Huron India Philanthropy list for the 3rd year in a row. His son Richest heads strategy at Wipro and has a board seat. Just days into the new year, Premji named Abadali Nimichwala, a Dallas-based consultancy executive, the new CEO of Wipro, citing him as the best leader to take Wipro into its next phase of growth. Nimichwala had been brought on to Wipro as chief operating officer last April after years of working for rival Tata Consultancy Services. Number 7, Wang Jianlin. Wang Jianlin is a Chinese business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He founded the conglomerate Dalian Wanda Group, China's largest real estate development company. DWG is also China's largest movie theater company, making him one of the richest men in China. In recent years, the company has been investing in property outside of China. It is the majority shareholder of the world's largest cinema chain, the US AMC Theaters, and owner of media company Legendary Entertainment and the British yacht maker Sunseeker. Jianlin previously fought in the army for 16 years, and in 1992 he became chairman of the Dalian Wanda Group, has his hands in dozens of sectors and his name on hundreds of companies. He has also some upscale real estate development projects in Sydney and Madrid. He owns 15% of the Spanish football club Atletico Madrid for $52 million and bought the World Triathlon Corporation, parent company of the iconic Ironman triathlon, for $650 million. In 2016, Wang reached a deal with FIFA to launch the China Cup, in which national football teams compete in Asia each year. Wang has been the economic consultant for Yunnan province, as well as a construction consultant of the Guiyang government, and was named Honorable Citizen of Chongqing, an outstanding contributor to the construction of Dalian. From 2014 to 2015, Wang saw his fortune more than double from $13.2 billion to $30 billion after Wanda Commercial Properties and Wanda Cinema Line, China's largest property developer and Asia's largest movie theater operator, completed initial public offerings. Wang has said that his future investments lie in the culture industry, a sector that he claims has no brand or profit ceilings. The Chinese businessman already purchased Legendary Entertainment this year, the producer of Jurassic World and The Dark Knight, for $3.5 billion in cash. The acquisition gives him immeasurable power in Hollywood and is the first step in his plan to control the world's biggest film company by revenue. Number 6, Li Shaoqi. Li Shaoqi is a Hong Kong-based real estate tycoon, business magnate, investor, philanthropist and majority owner of Henderson Land Development, making him the second wealthiest man in Hong Kong and the 27th richest in the world. HLD is a property conglomerate with interests in properties, hotels, restaurants and internet services. Li grew up in a poor family in China, and the family couldn't afford much, even when it came to food. He has previously said that the family would only be able to eat fish or meat once, maybe twice a month. Shaoqi moved to Hong Kong from China's Guangdong province in 1948 and initially traded in precious metals and currencies. He co-founded property firm Sun Hung Kai with two partners but eventually parted ways with them to found Henderson Development in 1973, taking it public in the early 80s. Over the last 43 years, Henderson has become a top real estate developer in Hong Kong and China. Forbes gave the company's revenue as $2.8 billion. In 2019, aged 91, Li stepped down as chairman and managing director of the company in favor of two of his sons, Peter and Martin Li. However, he retains a role as an executive director. His son Martin oversees the family's real estate giant Henderson Land as vice chairman. Son Peter, also a vice chair, takes care of operations in China, while daughter Margaret is also an executive at the company. The third generation is poised to join the executive ranks, and the eldest grandchild, Christine Li, now looks after the mall business. Since 2006, Li has accrued substantial profits from his holdings of mainland-controlled stocks. This return on investment has earned him nicknames including Hong Kong's Buffett and Asia's Master of Stock. He is also affectionately known as Uncle Four, one of the very few fourth-born children in the world to have become a multi-billionaire. An active philanthropist, Li has donated more than $100 million over the years to causes ranging from education to affordable housing to farmer training programs. In October, he honored the birth of his seventh grandchild by giving away 15 million Hong Kong dollars, or about $1.9 million to his friends and employees. Number 5, Li Ka-shing. Li Ka-shing is the richest man in Hong Kong and one of the wealthiest people in Asia. Shing is a business magnate, philanthropist, and investor. As of June 2019, Li is the 30th richest person in the world. Sir Ka-shing Li made his fortune in plastics before founding conglomerate Chung Kong Holdings. After his father died of tuberculosis, Li dropped out of school at 16 to support his family, working in a factory making plastic flowers. 6 years later, he opened his own factory, the predecessor to C.K. Hutchison Holdings, a vast business empire. He retired as the chairman, though remains an advisor to the company which his son Victor Li now controls. The conglomerate also owns the largest health and beauty retailer in Asia and Europe. Li was one of the most influential entrepreneurs in Asia, presiding over a business empire with a diverse portfolio of businesses from a wide array of industries, including transportation, real estate, financial services, retail, and energy and utilities. His conglomerate company Chung Kong Holdings was influential in many sectors of the Hong Kong economy and made up 4% of the aggregate market capitalization of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. A savvy investor, Lee and his venture capital fund Horizon Ventures have backed companies like Facebook, Skype, Spotify, and the egg replacement food startup Hampton Creek. Last year, Lee reorganized his business affairs under two new listed companies, one entity for property holdings and another for all other global assets. The move is most likely in preparation to hand over control of his sprawling fortune to his son. In August, he opened the 12,000th location of A.S. Watson, C.K. Hutchison's health and beauty products retailer, now the largest in the world. Forbes magazine and the Forbes family honored Li Ka-shing with the first ever Malcolm S. Forbes Lifetime Achievement Award on September 5, 2006, in Singapore. In spite of his wealth, Lee cultivated a reputation for leading a frugal no-frills lifestyle and was known to wear simple black dress shoes and an inexpensive Seiko wristwatch. He lived in the same house for decades in what has now become one of the most expensive districts in Hong Kong, Deep Water Bay in Hong Kong Island. Lee is also regarded as one of Asia's most generous philanthropists, donating billions of dollars to charity and other various philanthropic causes, and owning the second-largest private foundation in the world after Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He recently made global news thanks to his pledge to pay the tuition fees of Shantou University's incoming 2019 class for up to 5 years, costing him $14.4 million annually. Lee was often referred to as Superman Lee in Hong Kong because of his business prowess. Number 4, Wei Ka-yan. Wei Ka-yan is a Chinese businessman, chairman and majority shareholder of Evergrande Group, a Chinese real estate developer. It has more than 700 projects in more than 240 cities in China, including Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou and Shenzhen. And is more widely known thanks to its ownership of football club Guangzhou Evergrande Taobao FC. In 2017, Evergrande Real Estate Group achieved a sales amount of 450 billion yen. The Guangzhou-based company has become China's biggest property developer in 2016 based on sales volume and has revenue of 211.4 billion yen or $31.8 billion, making him the 31st wealthiest in the world, according to Forbes. He's often referred to as the Donald Trump of China. We're not sure if that's a good thing or not at this point. Number 3, Jack Ma. One of the most inspiring men on this list is Jack Ma, the second richest person in China. Ma has been working his way up the ranks for a while now and has finally reached the top of this list. Jack Ma is a Chinese business magnate, investor, philanthropist. He is the co-founder and former executive chairman of Alibaba Group, a multinational technology conglomerate. Jack Ma reportedly started China's first internet company in 1988, China Yellow Pages. He lost control of that company to a state-owned telecom in 1996 and founded Alibaba in 1999, 3 years later with just $60,000. The company's web portals quickly attracted investment. 15 years after its inception, the e-commerce company broke records with a $25 billion initial public offering, the world's largest ever. Ma is a strong proponent of an open and market-driven economy. He went from being rejected from KFC, Harvard, and many other opportunities to founding one of the most valuable companies in the world. However, Alibaba's good fortune began to slip. The company's shares dropped 22% in 2015, most likely because of China's slowing economy and concerns over counterfeiters using the company's platform. Ma isn't worried though. He acknowledges that the next year will be a trying time for the Chinese economy, but he remains confident in Alibaba's long-term success. The company is dominant in one of the world's biggest markets, and he says the West's concern over China's economic slowdown is an overreaction. Additionally, Ma plans to push Alibaba outside of China and significantly expand its ventures abroad. He got in US President Barack Obama's good graces after being interviewed about climate change and entrepreneurship by the president at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in November. Ma is a global ambassador for Chinese business and is often listed as one of the world's most powerful people, with Forbes ranking him 21st on its world's most powerful people list. He also serves as a role model for startup businesses. In 2017, Ma was ranked second in the annual World's 50 Greatest Leaders list by Fortune. In September 2018, he announced that he would retire from Alibaba and pursue educational work, philanthropy, and environmental causes. The following year, Daniel Zhang succeeded him as executive chairman. As of July 29, 2020, Ma is the second wealthiest person in China, as well as one of the wealthiest people in the world, ranked 20th by Forbes. In 2019, Forbes named Ma in its list of Asia's 2019 Heroes of Philanthropy for his work supporting underprivileged communities in China, Africa, Australia, and the Middle East. Number 2, Ma Huiting. Software engineer Ma Huiting, also known as Pony Ma, is a Chinese internet entrepreneur, investor and politician. He is the founder, president and CEO of Tencent Holdings in 1998. It is the Asia's most valuable company and one of the largest internet and technology company and the biggest investment, gaming and entertainment conglomerates in the world. Tencent has a number of successful and widely used platforms in its portfolio. It controls China's biggest mobile instant messaging service, which is one of the world's 10 largest websites, WeChat, a mobile texting service with 600 million users, and an online gaming community, Tencent Games. Its subsidiaries provide media, entertainment, payment systems, smartphones, internet-related services and online advertising services, both in China and globally. The company is headquartered in Shenzhen, China, in twin skyscrapers known as Tencent Seafront Towers, and reported its 2018 revenue as $45.6 billion. Last year, Ma made two big deals. In April, he bought a $400 million stake in Chinese classified listings platform 58.com, of which Tencent already owned a 25% share. That same month, he also bought a 15% stake in mobile game maker Glue Mobile for $126 million. In 2007, 2014, and 2018, Time magazine called him one of the world's most influential people, while in 2015, Forbes credited him as one of the world's most powerful people. In 2017, Fortune ranked him as among the top businessmen of the year. In 2018, he was named one of the most powerful people in the world by the CEO World magazine. Ma is a deputy to the Shenzhen Municipal People's Congress and is a delegate in the 12th National People's Congress. Being one of Fortune World's greatest leaders, Ma is known for his low-profile personality as compared to fellow Chinese businessman and Alibaba founder Jack Ma's outgoing personality. Ma has been closely compared to American investor Warren Buffett for their similar investment philosophies and often described as an aggressive acquisitor. As of July 2020, he is China's richest man, surpassing Jack Ma. On November 21, 2017, his estimated net worth briefly surpassed that of Larry Page and Sergey Brin, ranking him the 9th richest man in the world at that time and the first citizen from the People's Republic of China to enter Forbes' top 10 richest men list. The personal net worths of both Larry Page and Sergey Brin have since eclipsed that of Huiting again. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1, Mukesh Ambani. Coming in 13th place worldwide on Forbes' list, Mukesh Ambani is an Indian business magnate, currently chairman, managing director and majority shareholder of the Mumbai-headquartered Reliance Industries Limited. India's largest company by market capitalization, the conglomerate and its subsidiaries are active in areas such as energy, retail, and telecommunications, and had a 2019 revenue of $90 billion. Ambani is the richest person in India with a personal fortune of over $24 billion. He is also known for owning the second most valuable residential property in the world after Buckingham Palace, the $2 billion 27-floor Antilia in South Mumbai. Shares in Mukesh Ambani's conglomerate Reliance Industries soared in 2017 thanks to better refining margins and the demand produced by its telecom arm, Reliance Jio. The oil and gas tycoon sparked a price war in India's hyper-competitive telecom market with the launch of the 4G service Jio in 2016. Since then, Jio has notched up close to 149 million subscribers. Reliance also owns Network 18, a licensee of Forbes Media. RIL is featured on the Fortune Global 500 list and also has a higher market value than any other company in India. This has helped Mukesh make his way onto the list of the wealthiest in Asia. His younger brother Anil's Reliance Communications called off a proposed merger with Aircel, controlled by Malaysian billionaire Ananda Krishnan, due to regulatory delays, then went on to shut down its 2G services altogether. Their father, Dhirubhai Ambani, worked at a Yemen gas station and traded spices and yarn before his Reliance Textile Industries launched the popular Vimal textile brand in India. After their father's death in 2002, Mukesh and Anil had a falling out and their empire has since been divided. Members of the third generation are involved in the businesses. As of July 28, 2020, he is listed on Forbes as the 5th richest person in the world. And if Ambani's projections for India's economy prove correct, expect that net worth to soar. 4 years ago, Ambani predicted that India would grow from a $1.4 trillion economy in 2011 to a $30 trillion economy by 2030. A bullish estimate considering that India's GDP today stands at $2.2 trillion. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watchzilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.